we can no longer ignore the progress, okay? And of course, I'm speaking about the AI, and especially in this particular tutorial about Midjourney. Let's try to use Midjourney as our primary tool in today's tutorial to create some UI elements, and we will do it in few ways. So one way would be to tell it what to do exactly, and one way would be just to let it go and free flow. And let's see and compare what we can actually do with Midjourney. So imagine prompt basic rectangle with round corners. Let's give it some weight. Let's tell it to be green. Aspect ratio of 3:2. As you can see, not bad. In terms of the prompt I gave it, this is a nice translation of it. If I evaluate it in terms of shape forms, this corner here is skewed, and here it didn't even make the rectangle green wholly, right? It's like left this white frame on it. Let's try to be more precise. Okay, so basic green rectangle, and let's also hyphen negative prompt no background. Genuinely much better. This in particular is something that can be used in a game. Let's try to take this one and use it as a base for our future iterations. While it upscales the image, I also would like to talk about Midjourney in general. So the way I'm using it now is not in particular the best way to use it for UI elements, and I will explain why. You just can tell it, you know, create me this amazing, beautiful button, and it will most probably do, and we will see later in the video. But what's interesting is how we can take Midjourney as a tool and build upon it that is somehow similar to the layer-based process like we do in Photoshop. So for example, how we can take this rectangle right now and add more elements and information to it without Photoshop, because in Photoshop it's easy. Yeah, we already did it a bunch of times, but let's try to do this here. I'm gonna add reaction, and I'm gonna do this envelope, and Midjourney will send me this seed number. So whatever we will add this seed to, Midjourney will reference from it. Let's see if it really understood the request here, and if it did, it should generate exactly the same rectangle with these two white circles. So it's not exactly like the previous rectangle, but it's very similar, especially this one here. It also added some additional information on the button, but it's also good. And also it added this kind of glow and shine on these elements. So great stuff. Let's develop it further. Let's ask to add something. Yellow glow on the rectangle. This is a complete failure. It doesn't look anything like the previous generation, and it's just completely off. And instead of adding some glow on top of it, it just created this. I'm sure it's my fault. Okay, it's not Midjourney, it's me. I need to tell it more precisely what I need. So let's try it again. Basic green rectangle with round corners with little yellow glow. Let's see how it understands this command. Again, a complete failure. Let's try different approach. Copy image address, imagine prompt, the image of this one, add this whole sentence again here. And let's see how it understands this one. A little disclaimer, in this video what I'm trying to understand is how you could take this tool and use it in your day-to-day, in design work, in creative thinking, in exploration, in concept, whatever. I'm not teaching you how to use Midjourney. It's actually me trying to understand how to use it. It did get this yellow glow on top. This is the closest one we have so far in terms of our prompt, but it also has this inside elements as well. So let's take this and try to put some more additional elements on it. Bright green button. Let's also add button here with highlight. This one here on the bottom left looks really nice, but here you also have these other elements that we asked for, but it's so pale. Let's try to make it stronger. Bright green button with white glossy highlight. Looks much better. Also, it reduced all these other shapes that we didn't want. Let's try to complicate it even more. Golden ornaments on the edges. What can I tell you? It's not bad. You know what? It's quite interesting to see how it understood my request. You know what? Let's try to add one last thing to this prompt: game UI basic green rectangle and all the other blah blah. Another round of interpretation. Here it actually managed to do this glow what I wanted in the second prompt. This is fun. Let's give it one last chance and upscale this number 3 and see what it does. And also, you know what? Let's also do a variation of. Here is the variation. This looks interesting because it has these additional elements. Here is the upscaled version. Nothing major has changed. Looks pretty similar to what it looked like here. This one as a base, I think I will use in the button I'm gonna be creating and posting for you to download for free. Now let's go with completely different approach and just give Midjourney the most amount of freedom. Imagine game UI green button. Let's give it a weight of 2 so it understands it's very important. Wow, I mean, look at this. It had only 4 words in the prompt, and this is what it generated. So without going into details and adding shines and highlights and glows and whatever, by these simple 4 words, it understood how buttons should look like, what parameters it should have, I mean reflections, etc, etc. Let's try and add some visual information. Game UI green button with vivid purple glows on the background, and let's give the green UI button a weight of 2. No purple glows on the background, except maybe here little this background glow. Let's play with the weights. I'll put 1 here and 2 here. The weights supposed to tell Midjourney what area of the prompt is more important than the other. Much more purple in the image, but it's not a button anymore. Let's give it 2 and 2 on the weights. We have here a lot of information and it's great. We can use this later as a reference for our design. And let's try to be even more vague about our prompt, and let's just say imagine green and purple game UI elements. Very interesting. We have bunch of buttons, bunch of elements, some kind of indications on how pop-ups or tooltips could look like. Let's make it a little bit more highlighted. So the prompt goes bright, highlighted, green and purple game UI elements with the seed for these 4 elements here. It has this highlight. It even added some character to this generation. Fine by me, I mean, please do. It is enough for now. Let's use this as a base for the creation of our UI element that you will be able to download once the video is uploaded. So what did I learn today? Pros of Midjourney. If you are not specific enough and you are free to do whatever you want, it's amazing. It can give you tons of reference images, tons of new ideas, tons of new directions that you even didn't think about. So it's a great tool for visual exploration. The cons of Midjourney and such, it takes a lot of time to actually generate something worthy. I spent at least an hour just to figure out what exactly goes with what and how I can manipulate a particular shape, and it's never the same shape. You almost always start from beginning. At least for now, this function is not optimal. In addition, it lacks the building upon itself. Maybe Midjourney developers will work on it in the future, but currently it's just not efficient enough in order to work with it. From my perspective only, this is not enough at the moment to be a standalone tool that will replace designers and, you know, Adobe and whatever not. Let me know what you think about this type of videos. Personally, I will keep exploring Midjourney to understand how it can be integrated into the day-to-day in a more efficient manner. Don't forget to like this video and consider subscribing to the channel. If this is the first video you see on the channel, so feel free to check the rest of the videos as well. Until the next time.